Okay, today we're going to talk about a system that has totally, and I mean totally, changed how hundreds of millions of people deal with money. It's called UPI, and its story is nothing short of a financial revolution, all happening right on your smartphone.
To really get the scale of this thing, you just have to look at this quote. Calling it the WhatsApp moment? That's perfect. Think about it. WhatsApp made messaging instant, easy, and basically free for everyone, right? Well, UPI set out to do the exact same thing, but for money. This wasn't just some small update. It was a complete rewiring of how people connect financially.
But to really appreciate why UPI was such a game changer, we got to go back in time a little. We have to understand the world it was born into. So let's take a look at the huge cash problem India was facing before this system ever existed.
All right, get ready for this. Before UPI came along, how many times do you think the average person in India used any kind of digital payment in an entire year? Go ahead, take a guess. The answer is just 6. That's it, 6 times in a whole year. Kind of wild, right?
And if you were a small business owner, well, things were just as tough. Out of more than 10 million shops and retailers across the country, a teeny tiny 6% had any way of accepting a credit or debit card. The basic tools to go digital, they just weren't there for most people.
So here's the bottom line. India was an economy that ran on cash. If you were a small shop owner or just a regular person trying to buy groceries, digital payments were clunky, they were expensive, and most of the time, they just weren't even an option. Something had to change.
And that change, that solution, was the Unified Payments Interface, or as everyone calls it, UPI. This thing was designed from the ground up to tackle India's very specific payment problems head-on. So the folks behind UPI were the National Payments Corporation of India, or NPCI, and their goal was seriously ambitious. They wanted to build one single public system, a universal language that could connect every bank account in the country and make paying with your phone easy for absolutely everyone.
And what's so smart is how they designed it. Just look at these principles. First, simplicity. It had to be as easy as making a phone call. No complicated steps. Next, innovation. It had to be an open platform, so other companies could build cool new things on top of it. Then, adoption. It had to be built to handle 1 billion users. And of course, it had to be super secure and, this is the big one, really low cost, so that everyone would actually want to use it. All right, so those were the big ideas behind it. But how does it actually work? What makes it so different from what came before? Let's break it down. This right here, this slide, shows you the genius of it. The old way of sending money was a pain. You needed a long bank account number, a confusing code for the bank branch. You were sharing all this sensitive info. The UPI way? Totally different. It uses a simple, unique ID called a virtual payment address, or VPA. You can think of it like an email address, but for your money. It keeps all your actual bank details hidden, making the whole thing instant, simple, and way more private.
Let me walk you through how it feels in the real world. So, imagine you're at a store. Step 1, you just tell the cashier your VPA. Step 2, their system pings your phone with a payment request. Step 3, you pull out your phone, you see the request, and you punch in your secret PIN to say, yep, that's me. And step 4, boom, done. The money moves from your account to theirs, just like that. It's incredibly fast.
Now, even though it's so incredibly simple, it's also really secure. And that's the magic of this one-click, two-factor authentication. It's a 1-2 punch. It uses something you have, your phone, and something only you know, your secret PIN. That combination is what makes it both super easy and super safe.
So you have this simple, secure, universal system. And what happened when it was launched? Well, it wasn't just a success. It was a full-blown revolution. To give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, in just a few years, UPI went from 0 to processing over 10 billion transactions every single month. That's not just growth, that's an explosion.
And just look at this list. UPI isn't just for big online stores. We're talking about paying the guys selling vegetables on the street corner, paying for groceries, your taxi ride, your train ticket. You can pay for your online shopping, your electricity bill, even your kids' school fees. It has literally woven itself into the fabric of everyday life in India. It's everywhere. And what's so powerful is its incredible range. On the one hand, you have it bringing small farmers and tiny village shops into the modern economy for the very first time. That's a massive deal for financial inclusion. And on the other hand, it's the engine behind the most advanced e-commerce apps. UPI is truly bridging that digital divide.
So, when you see an impact this huge, you have to start asking bigger questions. Is this just a great success story for one country, or is it maybe something more, something that points to the future?
This quote really puts it all into perspective. This wasn't just seen as another cool app or tech product. It's viewed as one of the most important things to ever happen to the country's economy. It's a foundational shift that has completely transformed India.
And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. India built this simple, open, public system that anyone can plug into, and it transformed a nation of over 1 billion people in just a handful of years. So the next time you tap your card or your phone to pay for something, just ask yourself, could a system like this change how you and maybe the rest of the world thinks about money?